the Hammer Down Racing Report. And now your hosts, Scott Hammer, Ron Miller, and Jerry Keyser.
Welcome, race fans, to the Hammer Down Racing Report for Thursday, April 29th. Show number 177. I'm your host, Scott Hammer, along with Ron Miller and Jerry Keyser with his shameless product placement.
Hey, all over the place, right down to the Toledo Speedway jacket. And
it's all good.
iRacing behind me, you know, we got this covered.
Coming at you live from the Hammer Down Racing Report home studios. It's the Hammer Down Racing Report presented by Oakshade Raceway. Coming at you live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Jerry, what? You got something to say? Are you just making sure that everybody can see you're super clean there?
Twisting the bottles, making sure we got the proper facing.
Okay. Make sure to like us.
Serving as a NASCAR driver in victory lane with a bottle of Coke. That's God.
Ew. What's your hat say? I mean, we've covered everything else.
Chevy Racing.
Oh, okay. All right, then.
Yeah,
make sure to like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter at Hammer Report. Follow us on YouTube, and you can listen to us on demand on your favorite podcasting platform, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, whatever. Also, you can check out hammerdownracingreport.com to get whatever information you need. I'm getting there. There's a lot of things going on. I moved the mixer over to my left side now, as opposed to the right side, because the microphone was always going, But now
your feng shui is going to be all off.
Yeah, and I'm not left-handed, so it's some stuff could happen tonight, and I apologize if it does. Tonight on the show, we're going to speak to General Manager of Flat Rock Toledo Speedway, Scott Schultz. They got some interesting events coming up this year, and Flat Rock Speedway opening up this weekend, as a matter of fact. So we're going to talk to him about all that fun stuff. Before we get to that, we have coming up in just a few minutes our racing roundup. Also on the way, we have here's a little sneak peek at what's coming up for tonight's Big D's Pizza Wheel, because we had so many winners for how many last week. There they all are. We're going to spin that wheel a little bit later, and the winner will get a 4-pack of tickets to Oakshade Raceway, as well as 4 burgers and 4 drinks. So,
non-alcoholic drinks.
Yes.
Aww.
No, yeah, and
they don't sell alcohol.
known.
You got to bring your own. But, yeah. So that's coming up a little bit later. Oakshade Raceway, where the fastest meet to race, rained out last weekend. They are going to kick off the season this weekend with the Bill Reckner Memorial, featuring late model sportsman, bombers, and compacts, if Mother Nature does cooperate with us. And it looks pretty good right now.
I'm not going to be up there with you guys.
I'm bummed, too.
We got an exciting weekend, though, too. We got a Saturday-Sunday deal down at Shady Bowl. So we get the CRA Street Stocks and the Boris Compact Touring Series coming in. We got 41 drivers already pre-registered for the compact deal. So
sounds a little shady.
Yeah, it sounds very shady.
See what I did there?
Yeah, it's shady at Oakshade, too, now.
That is true. Good point. The two tracks could get together, and then you'd have Oak Shady Bowl.
We could have the shady... I don't know, Shady Series or something.
Thanks to Real Geese, Silhouette Decoys, Millstream Speedway, Big D's Pizza, and Ron Miller Race Cars. Give us that racing roundup, and then we'll give Scott a call here.
All right, this week's racing roundup, once again brought to you by Tim Sims, Tim's Dirt Track Simulators, the home of the Hillbilly High Banks. Going to have the Wicked Energy Gum 410 Outlaw Series in action tonight, and we'll be interviewing Brad Doty before that, right after the Hammer Down Racing Report. So tune into the Dirt Racing Network to catch all that action. This week's racing roundup, starting with Attica Raceway Park, Angola, Indiana's Zebwise parked his 410 Sprint in Victory Lane Friday night. He's the 5th first-time winner through the first 6 races. Rusty Schlenk survived a tangle with a lap car to pick up his 29th career Attica late model win, which puts him atop the all-time win list in that division. Jamie Miller earned his second straight 305 win. Sandusky Speedway was in action with Ethan Rusiska winning the beginner stock feature before the rain put a halt to the action on Saturday night. Sunday was the makeup day for the spring icebreaker cavalcade. Ben Watson won the Renegade feature. Bill Rabbits won the pure stock feature. Justin Hamilton won the street stock feature. Bob Sibia Jr. won the modified feature. And Ethan Rusiska earned his second beginner stock feature win of the weekend. Brian Taylor won the CRS truck feature. Makeup races from Saturday will be run this Saturday at 12 noon. Then they'll let the fans.
It'll be one.
One.
Yeah,
okay.
It's been updated since I did the prep, and I talked to Doug Dock. I think gates are gonna open at 11 maybe or something, but racing at 1. And then I guess they're also going to for those makeup races. Then they were going to do a regular program that evening, but they've decided they're just going to let the people that, if you have a wristband or whatever, your ticket, whatever from last week, if you show up for the makeup races, you can stay and watch the evening races as well.
Oh,
no extra
wow.
charge.
Wow.
Or if you weren't there last week, you can come out early, to watch the races that start at 1 and pay $5 because it's $5 admission. That's what it was last week too. And you get to watch last week's event and stay for the evening. So
come early,
That's an
stay
awesome
late.
deal.
yeah.
Head to
go ahead.
SanduskySpeedway.com for all the details.
Yeah,
I'm
it's on
assuming?
there. Yep.
Yeah, go check them out, for all the details there. Fremont Speedway feature events for opening night were rained out. The dirt truck feature will be made up on May the 1st. The 410s will be made up on May 15th, and the 305s on May 22nd. Oakshade Raceway rained/snowed out for last week's season opener, moved to this weekend. Head on up there. They're, like Scott said, the Bill Reckner Memorial. Lots of money handed out, not only on the front end, also down through the back end of the show. I know Tim Sims thrown in some for 13th. Ron, you threw in, some for 10th and 13th,
10th
right?
and 13th, correct.
So we got definitely going to be a very good show for the bomber class. Get up there. I don't care where you go racing at, but get somewhere. Get to your local track and support your local track. With that said, let's go ahead, Ron.
Since you've got that product placement there, you were talking about Fremont Speedway and the truck division. You didn't happen to have any results from that truck division heat race, did you?
I did not in my prep. Why was there something I should be surprised by? Was there something I missed?
Jamie Miller has been on fire this year in his 305 sprint car, and he did equally well, making us very proud of the Colorado number 4 that we just finished up in time for them to take it to the racetrack. Set blistering pace all night. People were just lining up by the fence to watch the truck, and they made us very proud.
Very cool, and that's Ron Miller Race Cars built.
Yes, sir, it is.
So
and DAS Engines.
DAS Engines.
A proud sponsor of Ron Miller Race Cars.
Very cool. Well, that's awesome. Congratulations. We'll see if Jamie can seal the deal then on May 1st when they run that makeup, and also the regular show that night. So
his goal is
on fire in the 305.
His goal is to win both features.
I don't blame him. Sounds like he has the equipment to.
That'd be my guess.
The World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Cars were in action this past weekend at Bristol Motor Speedway. Watertown, Connecticut's David Gravel swept both of the main events past weekend at Bristol for the Outlaws. He dominated Friday, leading all 30 laps. Saturday's action was postponed to Sunday afternoon. Gravel had to work a little harder on Sunday. He raced his way up to Logan Schuchart, who led from the green flag. And Logan Schuchart on the last lap broke, bringing out the caution flag, and then Gravel had to survive a green-white checkered on the restart to win the $25,000 finale. Next up for the Outlaws, Sprint Car Series, Jacksonville Speedway in Illinois tonight, and the FVP Platinum Battery Showdown Friday and Saturday at I-70 Motorsports Park in Missouri, returning back to I-70 for the first time since 1986, as that track
Jerry?
was, yeah.
I didn't happen to look, but did you see what the quickest lap time was from the World of Outlaws at Bristol? I saw something 13 something.
13.87 or 8.62, I believe it was. And that was the second night. Gravel had set quick time and new track record on Friday night, and then on Sunday they broke it again. And I believe it's Sam Haferteep Jr. actually has the track record now. Average speed of over 142 miles an hour around the half mile at Bristol.
Take that, NASCAR.
Yeah.
Well,
there you go.
Now, on pavement, the Cup cars are about 138 is their average. But on dirt, it was around 89 miles an hour. So shows the disparity there between the two. But again, we were talking about the outlaw. Going back to I-70. I-70 Speedway in Missouri was paved over back in 1987, and they just put dirt back down there last year before the pandemic hit. So this will be the first time the Outlaws have been back there since 1986. So that'll be a pretty good event this weekend for the World of Outlaws Sprint Car Series. World of Outlaws Morton Buildings Late Models 2006 champion Tim McCready got the win Friday night at Richmond, Kentucky Speedway. Next up for the Outlaws Late Models is the Hawkeye 100 at Boone Speedway in Iowa on Friday and Saturday. In ARCA Menard Series action, the 18-year-old Corey Haim. No, Corey Haim?
Haim.
Probably not the movie star. Completed
not part of the Hames. He wasn't in Lost Boys, no.
Okay. He completed the Super Speedway sweep after winning at Daytona in February and then in Talladega on Saturday. Let's see. Dave Mader III, 65 years young, finished runner-up. Congratulations to Dave. Next up for the ARCA Series, the Dutch Boy 150 at Kansas Speedway on Saturday at 12:30 on Fox Sports 1. In NASCAR action, Jeb Burton landed his first Xfinity race win in the rain-shortened Ag Pro 300 on Saturday. Brad Keselowski took advantage of Matt DiBenedetto's Matty D's choice to move up to block the outside lane on the final lap of the Geico 500 and drove by Matty D to lead only one lap and pick up the win. That's the one you got to do is lead one, right, Ron?
That's important.
That's the best one, yeah.
Yeah.
The rest of them will get you pictures, but that one gets you the big check.
There you go. And that's what's important. Well, anymore they try to make the stages important too, don't they?
Yeah.
But next up for NASCAR in the Cup Series, this is probably my favorite race name ever.
I agree with you.
The Bushy McBush Race 400 this Sunday at 3 p.m. on Fox Sports 1 from Kansas. The trucks will be in action on Saturday at Kansas Speedway at 7:30 on Fox Sports 1. And the Xfinity cars are off this weekend. They'll be back next weekend with the Steakhouse Elite 200 at Darlington on Saturday, May 15th at 1:30 on Fox Sports 1. In NTT IndyCar action, Colton Herta won the Firestone Grand Prix of St. Petersburg on Sunday. Next up for IndyCar, the Genesis 300 at Texas Motor Speedway on Saturday at 7 p.m. on NBC Sports Network. In other notes, Devin Moran won the $22,000 to win Castrol Floating Racing Night in America Fireball 50 at Atomic Speedway last Thursday, and that Big D's Pizza sponsor number 9, leading flag to flag. Jonathan Davenport survived a war of tire attrition to earn an $8,000 payday in a return of racing at West Virginia Motor Speedway on Sunday. And I believe Devin finished second in that event, if I'm not mistaken. So congratulations to Devin having a great weekend, and Big D's Pizza as well. Got to say hi to Dean, and I've seen him and Tim Nichols both saying hi in the chat. So welcome, guys. Glad to see you here. Barb Ganser. And with that, that'll do it for this week's Racing Roundup. Thank you again to Tim Sims. Giving away a Brad Doty t-shirt tonight as part of the How Many. So whoever wins this week.
Tonight's How Many. Which we won't find out who wins that until next week. But yeah.
Yeah, for next week.
Jerry, I know you've got to go, but do you have any updates on the ARCA driver that was burned?
I do not. I have not seen anything yet. I don't. Is there anything in the prep?
I haven't seen
anything there.
No,
I hadn't seen anything either.
Yet.
Yeah.
I know that was obviously a very scary deal. He did get out of the car under his own power, which is always a good sign. But with fire, sometimes it can be the after effects that can get you. But hopefully, making a full recovery and going from there. Along with our Brad Doty shirt, I'm going to throw in a sample of Super Clean and got some Wicked Energy gum for the winner as well. So.
Woohoo!
All right.
Yeehaw!
I'm going to have to try to remember that because I forgot what it was last time. Ron, you got that? You're going to remember when we get to
last
how many
week was
tonight?
the books.
Last year was the books, and I had to ask Ron. I was like, what were those books again?
Yep,
I think I was on the phone.
Bobby and Me and the Bill Schindler story.
Still waiting for my copies, so I'm sure they'll show up.
As soon as I get to Oakshade, I'll bring them to you.
Sounds good.
The last thing I had on Derek Lancaster, he was the one that was burned in that fiery crash at Talladega. He was in critical condition with 2nd and 3rd degree burns to both arms and neck and face, but no internal injuries. And that was, I think, Sunday or Monday that was the last update I had. Haven't seen anything since then. So anyway, moving on. I want to thank Millstream Speedway Another one of our sponsors. Make sure to support them when they get back to racing action. They had to push back their season a little bit. Some more track, not really repairs, but getting things ready is pretty much it. So the season's set to begin June 13th now with late models, mods, and the Strucks. Follow them on Twitter, Facebook, or go to millstreamspeedway.net. How about we give Mr. Schultz a call? What?
We can do that real quick, just so you know. There is an update in the chat on Derek Lancaster, my buddy KR Stolfus, my co-host when the Sling and Dirt series and the Wicked Energy Gun race series is posting that for us.
All right,
Adam Matthews Sr. as well. So there's a link right below there. So yeah, awesome. Thank you, Adam. Thank you, KR.
Good.
Very good.
All right. Let's give Scott Schultz a call, the GM there over at Toledo and Flat Rock Speedways. Flat Rock not getting much done last year. So,
hey,
Mr. Schultz, how are you?
Just got my to-go dinner order from the bar, so you'll be able to hear me.
Okay. You're on with me, Scott Hammer, Ron Miller, Jerry Keyser here. How's things going?
We're doing all right. We're doing good.
Now, last year, I was just mentioning this. Last year, Flat Rock didn't get to open its doors at all. So I'm guessing you're a little bit busier this year than you were last year.
Oh boy. And really, I was just figuring backwards here while I was walking around the world. We didn't know we were going to get to race at Flat Rock until about 6 weeks. The governor of our great state of Michigan really didn't make any decision until, I'll tell you the date, it was March 14th. And the reason she had to make that decision was because the Tigers were putting pressure on them. They were going to get 2% of their crowd to be allowed at Comerica Park, and needless to say, that didn't go over very well. So she kind of looped us all into the same boat, and we're at 20%, which is 1,000 people at Flat Rock. So we're just very grateful to be able to open up. We have no idea what to expect, but we're getting ready.
Now, you got different restrictions between Flat Rock and Toledo.
Yeah.
Toledo Speedway, at least in Ohio, it sounds like things are pretty much almost wide open. I mean, there are a few restrictions there.
Yeah, we were at 30% for a long time. We're now at pretty much anything within reason, but they're really putting emphasis on groups and the size of groups, no more than 10 in an area. And, so we're going to play the game. We'll ask everybody to wear a mask upon entry, to wear it in common areas like the concession stand, the restroom, souvenir stand, and practice social distancing when possible, and be kind and courteous to each other. Which is exactly what we did at Toledo last year for the 2 races we ran with fans, and you know what? We had not one problem. So we've got a template for it from last year, and we're just applying it to this year to get started. And that's what the Lucas County Health Department asked us to do at Toledo. So that's what we're going to do at least for the first race. And then at Flat Rock, like I said, we're at a restriction of 1,000 for this Saturday, which is an afternoon race, something new, 4:00 start.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you about that. The first 3 events at Flat Rock this year have a 4:00 start for the racing?
Yep, we stole that idea from Berlin Raceway over in Grand Rapids. I called them and thanked them for that. If you're going to try something, you need to try it now. The world has changed, and my goodness, if you're going to try it, let's go ahead and do it now. We feel that obviously May, the weather's very iffy. If you look at yesterday, it was 83 degrees, and today it rained all day. So, that's the weather in our area, as everybody knows. So we feel we might have a better chance of warmer temperatures, obviously, starting at 4. And the other thing is Ron Dreger made a good point. This might be the very first time a lot of people even get outside with their families. So they might be a little bit more comfortable coming out at 4:00 in the afternoon as opposed to a night race. So I think it's got some merit to it. I really do. But you know what? We're not going to know till we swing the gate open Saturday afternoon.
And another thing I know, knowing a lot of track promoters, you save money on, you don't have to turn the lights on, hopefully.
Yeah. You know what? I mean, that's, to be honest with you, you are very correct, Scott. But at the same time, that really didn't enter into what we were thinking about. One, again, if you're going to try something, now's the time. Two, temperatures are always tough in May, as everybody knows. And, the mask thing, they've got people spooked, needless to say. And, you're down in Ohio. I live in Michigan, although I spend a lot of time in Toledo, needless to say. But, the difference between the two states is just unbelievable. And, at Flat Rock, we're grouped in with Detroit, Michigan. And it's a lot different way of life. And I'm not just speaking of Detroit. I'm speaking of the whole area, which encompasses Flat Rock. We're 20 miles from downtown Detroit. And, the mindset is different. The paying attention to things. Government seems to be more involved in metropolitan areas. And, that's one of the things we had to consider at Flat Rock last year when we made the decision not to try it and to push the envelope. And, there was like 7 tracks in the state of Michigan that didn't run last year or ran extremely limited. And they were all near metropolitan areas. And we're near the largest metropolitan area in Michigan, being Detroit. So, we had to weigh the good versus the bad and what the negatives and positives were. And I hate to say it, but, do you chance losing your operator's license and your liquor license? Does the township tell you, which, by the way, we have no restrictions with the township, Ash Township and at Flat Rock Speedway. Do you risk them coming to you and saying, okay, here's how many dates you're going to run. You're going to give us your schedule. You got a curfew now. And by the way, you can't do any more practices and on and on. And, there's a couple of tracks in Michigan that are like that. So, Ron Dreger just looked at it and he says, I'm not taking that chance. So that's kind of where Flat Rock ended up last year.
Scott, at this point in Ohio, is there any special agreement with the state as far as folks that are fully vaccinated? Do they need to be masked?
No. So the CDC obviously has come out and said if you have the vaccine, you don't need to wear a mask outdoors unless you're with large gatherings, which that's what we are grouped in with. All of our dealings have been with the Lucas County Health Department. So last year, all the rural tracks in the state of Ohio turned and went, nah, we're going to go ahead and do it. And that's fine. That's fine. We are in the largest city in the state of Ohio that has a racetrack, and we're in the city of Toledo. So we had to deal directly with the Lucas County Health Department. And Ron was in direct contact with them constantly. And they just told us, no, you can't. And really, by the word of the law of the Ohio Health Department, no track should have run. But look, everybody, this is the problem, as you guys know, lack of information, misinformation, lack of direction, and definitely lack of leadership from the top all the way to the bottom has just screwed this pandemic up big time. So they told us we couldn't run. The same thing happened to Roger Slack at Eldora, and Larry Bowes down there that run Eldora for Tony Stewart. And Ron was in contact with Roger, and they fought tooth and nail to try to run, and it just wasn't going to happen. That they were the largest short track pretty much in the country, and believe me, Columbus knew it. But us, we had to deal with the Lucas County Health Department, and they told us, no, you cannot run. So when things eased up, we went ahead and we had to follow all the protocols. We had to file a plan. We ran 3 ARCA races with no people in the grandstands, which we could do with the Lucas County Health Department's blessing and with the sponsorship entitlement for the ARCA Menard Series. With their great sponsors. We ran 3 races without fans. So then at the end of the year, we got to run 2 races with fans. And again, we had to file a plan of attack. With the health department. I think we were at 1,500 people for the ARCA Menards race and the Glass City 200. And you know what? We had no problems at all. We were thrilled to death to run. So we got a template for things. We'll just apply that. We've got our plans filed with both the Lucas County Health Department and the Monroe County Health Department for Flat Rock, and we're good to go. We'll see what happens.
Do you think we're headed in the right direction? Do you think maybe by the end of the season we won't have any restrictions?
You tell me. So if you live in Michigan, so we don't even want to go there.
Yeah.
There's many adjectives for our governor here in the state of Michigan.
Well, let's
I think we are on the path that hopefully by the end of the year, maybe even the 4th of July, it sounds like that's kind of a unspoken target for everybody. So,
well, let's talk about some good news. I mean, Flat Rock was dark all last year. I mean, how excited are racers, fans, staff, you guys to be able to open the doors again this weekend?
Oh, it's unbelievable. We had an inspection day and 2 practices. We've already had 71 cars through tech, which we're thrilled with. Big smiles on everybody's faces. Everybody said to live through this. Is the virus real? Yeah. Does it affect people in different ways? Yeah. And everybody knows that or has been affected by it in some way, shape, or form, whether it was your family member or at work or whatever it was. But, everybody's excited. We are too. Kind of forgot a few things. I'm sitting there at the practice day the other day and I went, oh man, I forgot to do this. And I was talking to Gary Howell over at Kalamazoo and he said the same thing. He said, man, I forgot how to do a couple things or forgot to do a couple things. So we just got to get back into the swing. But yes, I think everybody's excited. I'm not sure about the fan base yet. We've had good chatter on social media in response, and the archaic phone has been ringing. So, that's all good right now, I think. And the weather forecast is fabulous. So we'll go for it.
How are you doing ticket sales for Flat Rock? Is it just like normal?
Flat Rock's a general admission walk-up sale on the day of the race. Okay. We'll open the gates just before we start practice. So that's what we're going to follow through. The only 2 races we've sold advance tickets for at Flat Rock over the last several years is the school bus figure 8 races, but we're not sure we can even run those yet. To run them with 1,000 people in the grandstands makes no sense whatsoever. So that's why we pushed that one back to July 3rd when we set our schedule. And, like you asked, what do you think? We're hoping by the 4th of July, all of us are free and clear and trying to get some sort of normalcy behind us.
Scott, can we talk about concession stands, especially with Flat Rock opening at 4:00? A lot of families are going to be feeding their kids at the racetrack. How are concessions looking?
Yep, we're in good shape there. Following protocols, all of our staff will be wearing masks. The serving people will be wearing gloves. Needless to say, we have hand sanitizing stations throughout the spectator concourse. We'll have all sorts of signage as we are required to. I guess the 6 feet social distancing has been cut to 3 feet, from my understanding, but I need to read up on that a little bit. So, we'll abide by all the protocols, and those are the 3 things: mask upon entry and in common areas, which is the concession stand, souvenir stand, and the restrooms, just like you do when you go into a restaurant. I think even in Ohio, you still have to. Is that correct?
As far as I know. I haven't watched the news today. It could have changed.
Yeah, we try not to. I know what you mean. So, those protocols are the same as a restaurant. We're asking everybody once again to practice social distancing. And, we have hand sanitizing stations, so wash your hands frequently and, be kind and courteous to everybody. And I think we'll be fine. We're in full operation in our concession stands. Our biggest problem has been trying to find help, which, my goodness, I've never seen so many help wanted signs running up and down the road. I feel so bad for all of these businesses that have struggled so hard for 14 months and look at them now. They can't find any help. They're closing their doors. Yeah. It's crazy. It's a crazy, crazy world.
Scott, if you want to see that change, start paying the people that are working $300 a week and take away the $300 bonus for staying home.
Ron Miller for president. I'm all for it.
Oh, dear Lord.
I'm all for it. I'm all for it. No, I agree. You're right, Ron. Yep. They're making people stay home. So for up here in the state of Michigan for 4 months, well, I think it's all around. The federal unemployment thing runs to the end of June. My God, we got 2 more months of this, and it's crazy. We waste our time talking about it. It's unfortunate for every business person and every individual in the United States that we're being put in this spot because of a silly governmental interference, I'll call it, in what's going on. But
all right,
we're trying every day. every day we just we get up, we go, and we push the button, and hopefully things work out.
This weekend is the opener, Jack's Bicycle opener. You got the late models, the figure eights, street stocks. What time do the gates open?
We're going to open at 1:30, about a half an hour earlier than what we're anticipating for the afternoon shows to get everybody in. We're going to start practice a little bit earlier, and then qualifying will follow. And then showtime is 4 p.m. This Saturday, then May 8th and May 15th also.
Gotcha.
So forecast is great, so we're hoping for good things.
And it looks like you pretty much have a weekly show at Flat Rock where Toledo Speedway is. Do you consider Toledo Speedway just a special events venue, or?
Yeah, yeah, Scott, I really do. This is the third year I've had people say, "Well, you look at your schedule. When did you change your schedule?" We changed it 3 years ago. So we've had 8 to 9 events on the schedule every year for the last 3 years. This year we have 8, and you're right, it's a special events only track right now. But Ron Miller can attest to this. Building a half-mile car for an asphalt track is awful expensive. All racing is expensive. But man, if you bite the bullet at Toledo and hit the wall, you're going to hurt your investment in addition to your pride and hopefully not your body.
I was going to say, you probably feel that.
Oh yeah. And you know, the little track is the little track. It's got some great racing. Our factory stocks do a great job racing there on it. And the figure eights do a good job too. But, you know, we just decided this is the path that we need to take right now. And, you know, if you look around the country, there are very few half miles running on a weekly basis. You know, I know down south there are some bigger tracks that are, but look at their car counts, you know, the 12 and 13, which unfortunately that's probably where we're at. Although we're hoping for a little bit better there on the half mile this year for the late model sportsman class. But it is what it is. And, you know, if you try to, what's the definition of insanity? Keep doing the same thing and expect different results.
Yeah,
and,
absolutely.
You know, we can't do that. So May 16th, Central Avenue Truck Parts School Bus Figure 8 race, Ken Schrader driving a school bus.
Yeah, I wanted to ask about that.
Adding to his resume.
How did you talk him into doing that?
That was him and Drager drinking beer one night. You know, they're good friends. Ken Schrader is a very good friend of ARCA. And, you know, Ron has developed a friendship with Ken, and Ken has been nothing but supportive. He's probably the ambassador of short track racing, as far as I'm concerned. He and Kenny Wallace.
Yeah.
You know, came from the top, are now Ken's quote unquote retired, but he's not. He's moved back to Missouri, concentrates on dirt modified racing, still does a few things here and there. He ran a street stock at Salem last Sunday afternoon. You know, he's just one of those guys. And they were talking, and he said, you know, I haven't driven a school bus yet. I said, well, we can take care of that right now. So he was going to do it last year, and we had to cancel the races because of the pandemic. So he's back on, and he'll be in a school bus. We're running our late model sportsman and our factory stocks and a boat figure 8 race. Yes. Boats towed by race cars on the figure 8 track. So, pretty fun afternoon show, 2:00 start. And then the following Saturday night, one of the great races at Toledo Speedway under the lights is the Menards race. The ARCA Menards series is there for the Harris Potato Chips 200s. Those cars are absolutely gorgeous, and under the lights, it's even better. And we've been wanting to do this for a long time, to get back under the lights. So Friday night, the 21st, we're running at Flat Rock, and we'll flip nights. And then Saturday night, we'll run at Toledo.
Cool. Was it last year that, I mean, I know the ARCA Menard series ran, 2-3 races at Toledo?
4.
Was it 4 races?
Three without fans. One was a doubleheader. They ran Saturday and then Sunday. And then we ran one with fans at the end of the year.
Yeah, and we were talking to Charlie Crawl about this back before the pandemic, where there was no ARCA Menard Series event. It was just an ARCA Menard Series East, I believe it was East. Race.
Yeah, the East ran 2 races there, and they lost a bunch of races because of what was going on. You know, and with Ron being the president of ARCA and also the owner of Toledo Speedway, and having the entitlement to make it worth at least, you know, the opportunity to run. And there was a lot of people that stepped forward to make those races happen. from the Menards East Series and from the Menard Series. And we were very fortunate, and we have the venue.
Well,
so it was really weird running those races with no fans, though. Very, very weird.
But you need to have a Toledo, or you need to have an ARCA Menard Series proper event at Toledo, since Toledo is the home of ARCA.
And we are. May 22nd. Yes, sir.
Jerry.
And like I said, under the lights, you can't beat it. It's great. We're enthused about that day, needless to say, and flipping with Flat Rock, we're doing it once in May and once in July. So, at Flat Rock that Friday night, we're going to run a full-blown show, late models, figure eights, and street stocks. We've never done that on a Friday night. But we're kind of excited about that, too, to see what happens up there. So the plans are made. The gates will be open. The pop is cold. The hot dogs are great. The popcorn's very good, and the beer is cold. So
Jerry's leaving. That's what it was. I thought Jerry.
Here we go.
Scott, it's been great talking to you about Toledo and Flat Rock tonight and the ARCA series. I'm hoping to make it up there and see you sometime soon. I got to jump off of here. I'm heading to another show yet tonight, so look forward to seeing you soon.
You guys are always welcome, including President Miller. That would be
President
wonderful.
Miller.
You're still on with Scott and Ron.
We're not done with you yet. We're almost done, but
they're not done yet.
I got a question. We'll see you, Jerry.
Night, guys.
Thanks, Jerry.
Thanks, buddy.
To back up just a little bit, talking about Toledo Speedway and the fact that it's a half mile, and it puts on great racing, and it's a great track. But has there been any talk of possibly reconfiguring it, maybe making it a shorter track so it can maybe comparable to Flat Rock, where you could run a Friday Saturday program like that, or do you not?
None.
None.
Honestly, none whatsoever. No talk whatsoever. You're talking. My goodness, you would probably be talking. And again, I'm guessing you're talking $1 million just to reconfigure it.
Just widen the pit road.
You'd have
the pit road.
You'd have to do a lot of different things to it. Needless to say.
Well, how about this? There's a story that we're going to talk about a little bit later that I found. Brush Creek is a dirt oval, but they're adding a road course and having a special event. I mean, would that be something that maybe could happen? Maybe like a Roval at Toledo? We
talked about, we actually had a guy entertain about building a drive strip at Toledo, and we were going to do it, and the city said that's not conducive. There's really not enough room at Toledo. You would have to go up over the top of the turn one wall and out into the parking lot and things like that. But that idea is, hey, the monster trucks go over the wall. So, what the heck. But
the buses go through the wall.
Yeah, there you go. There has been absolutely no talk of doing that whatsoever. I mean, it all gets down to business decisions, needless to say. And that's not a good business decision for us at this point, needless to say.
Gotcha. James,
we need to find our niche, and we need to find our races. We've got some ideas in mind for 22 already. We're looking at a couple different avenues and a couple of events that have never been run at Toledo Speedway before. I don't know if we can pull it off, and I don't know if we can get the date. But we're looking at some different things, needless to say. And like you said, Scott, a special events track is what it is, but you've got to have the fan support first. And that base has got to be there to make that work. And we feel that, this year is a telltale year to see if the fans are going to come back, which we strongly believe they are. We believe there's a lot of pent-up demand. We like the way our schedule lays out. And, we'll continue to pursue what we're looking at in 22 and see what we can come up with.
All right.
Of course, with everything comes the risk.
Scott, one of our listeners wants to know if there's going to be an autograph session for the ARCA Menards race.
No, not at this point because of the restrictions in place on gatherings. Sure. We've done that at Flat Rock too, needless to say, because of the state of Michigan. So, close contact, social distancing and things like that. So they're not even on the schedule. And I'm very sorry. Please tell your listener that there is not an autograph session scheduled at this point. If we could, we definitely would do it in a minute, needless to say.
James wants to know, where is Flat Rock? It's about 40 minutes north of Toledo, half hour, straight up 75.
30 miles from the parking lot at Toledo Speedway is Flat Rock Speedway.
Just head
Go
up.
right up 75 to 275 north. It's exit 2, so you go 2 miles onto 275, and you go up about 5 to 6 miles north on Telegraph. You cannot miss it. You'll see the big old grandstand.
Yep, right there on the left.
The scenic route is just straight up Telegraph.
Yeah, if you want to do that, you can. That's correct. Very good. Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Another question here from one of our listeners. How about a special front-wheel drive 4-cylinder race on the half mile at Toledo?
On the half mile at Toledo, we have been. We ran the Boers Series several years ago. We could not get a date from them a year ago before all this hit, but they are on our radar for the future. Yes.
There you go, Arnold. There's your answer. So
thank you, Arnold.
What event are you most looking forward to at each track this year?
Just to open the gate and see 20 cars on the track, for a feature event. It was, like I said, it was just really weird with no fans in the stands. When we rented the track at Toledo for private rentals, my goodness, we probably had 25 private rentals, even though we didn't run last year. Guys just wanted to get out. And it's just been very strange all the way around. We had to hurry up and do things because, again, 6 weeks ago, we didn't even know we were going to get to run at Flat Rock. And then I think the state of Ohio, I think we knew 7 weeks ago. But I like all of it. All of our divisions, we're very proud of our racers. They just do a damn good job. And we've had great support even through the pandemic. Look, the boss had to make a decision. He made a decision, and that's what we did. And we did it based on, obviously, advice from the health departments and what they told us would happen to us if we didn't follow the protocols. And, you have to weigh the good, the positive and the negative. And, it's just the way we went. And you know what? We can't dwell on the past. We have to move on and get ready for this year. Yes, sir. Absolutely. Yep.
FlatRockSpeedway.com, ToledoSpeedway.com. The schedules are on both of those websites. Again, Flat Rock Speedway kicking off weekly shows this weekend with the super late miles, figure eight, street stocks, and again those first 3 shows start at 4:00. Is there any chance if that catches on that maybe that might be something you do maybe later in the season?
We're either going to learn something the good way or the bad way.
We'll see if it works.
Well, in September, the end of August and September, we've been starting at 6:00 at Flat Rock.
That's right.
So like I told Berger, I said, we may learn something from this. Maybe we can do that. And Ron knows these days. When Markham ran Toledo Speedway, we ran afternoons at Toledo all through May. And really, almost, Ron, I think to the middle of June till school was out. That was the cardinal rule that you did. Yeah, we ran Sunday afternoons at Toledo to the middle of June when school started, or when school got out. Then we went to Sunday nights.
And obviously, with school being a factor, you had to get the Sunday show done early.
Yes, absolutely. So, yeah, Scott. I mean, we're very curious to see what happens. We might have made, I'll say it, we might make a big mistake here, but at the same time, if you're going to try something, this is definitely now the time to try it. Needless to say.
Yeah, definitely. And
make sure you ask the fans what they think.
Exactly. Absolutely. We'll know.
I'm sure they'll let them know.
Yep. We'll know. There's no doubt about it.
And then the opening night at Toledo Speedway is May 16th with the school bus figure eight. That's the one. Yeah, that is the one with Kenny Schrader driving. And then you got the late model sportsman, factory stocks, and the boat figure eight. That's a 2:00 start.
That's a 2:00 start, and then the ARCA race is the following Saturday night under the lights.
And tickets are on sale now for that at discount tickets, I believe, if you go to Menards, right?
Yes, participating Menards. You can save money on your ticket at Menards. And the school bus tickets are available online or by calling the track at 419-727-1100. For the Menards race, we are not doing the online ticket sales because we are offering the discount ticket at Menards.
Very good. Well, we wish you luck. Sounds like you got a busy summer, and you probably got your food, so you probably want to eat now, huh?
That would be great.
Okay.
Yep.
Scott,
Yep.
one quick thing before you go. Tim Nichols, one of our regulars, would like to make a date with you to bring his trailer and simulators to
It's got some racing simulators.
at least one
Tell
of your
Tim to
tracks.
Absolutely. Have him give me a call.
All right,
Will
Tim.
do.
We'll do that. Thanks,
Those are
Scott.
the things. Those are the kind of things that sometimes put you over the top.
There you go.
I'll make the introduction. Tim Nichols, Scott Schultz.
Thank you,
Good to
Tim. Call me at 727-1100, 419 area code.
There you go. All right, Scott.
Thank you,
We
President Miller.
appreciate
Thank
it.
you, Scott.
Yeah.
You're welcome. I'll be vice president, I guess.
Thank
Okay,
you,
Vice
Scott.
President. Thanks, guys.
All
Take
right,
care.
we'll see you, Scott.
See ya. Bye.
There you go. Scott Schultz, GM of both Flat Rock and Toledo Speedway. Apparently shares some of the political views as President Miller there. Yeah,
Hey, I was nice.
I know. Want to thank Big D's Pizza out there in Clyde. Give them a call, 419-547-1444. I believe they may be still hiring some drivers, a cook, and prep people. Well, a lot of places are hiring, so, I mean, get in there and stop and apply. And don't forget to mention the Hammer Down Racing Report. Save 10% off your order. Don't go in there if you're applying for a job and mention the Hammer Down Racing Report, because you're not going to get an extra 10%. I'm not sure how that even works. Dean, maybe he will. I don't know. Dean's a nice guy. If you mention racing, it's probably a good chance that you'll be considered for that job.
If you show up and
if you show up, yeah, that's probably a big thing, too.
you probably get a free pizza, at least a slice.
I saw a post. They have a new menu item too. I don't remember what it was. Was it fried pickles or something? It might have been. If Dean's listening, go post that in the comments if you would. Some racing news. We talked about Derek Lancaster, who ended up in the hospital after that fiery crash at Talladega on Saturday. Was racing up front, and a couple other cars got together on the inside and pushed him out to the wall and slammed the wall with the right side and went down the backstretch on fire. It didn't look, I mean, as far as wrecks go, the ones that don't look so bad are usually the worst ones, but
Right.
he has suffered, again, second and third degree burns to both arms, his neck, and his face. So
I'm certain those cars have onboard fire systems. I'd be very interested in knowing how or if that system worked.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to do some follow-up on that one. This year's Hell Tour Championship is going to be a little different. Did you hear about this, Ron?
Not yet.
Well, you're about
I'm
to.
going to.
All right, the way they're going to be doing it this year is each late model driver's top 31 finishes of the 36 scheduled races will count towards the overall points championship. So if they run all 36 races, they'll take the best 31 of those. Or if you only run 31, then whatever you ran is going to be counted. Where did I leave off here? We'll count
So you get 5 vacation days if you run the whole program.
Pretty much, yeah. Champion could earn a potential. There's more to this, too.
But
It's a little
wait, there's
complicated.
more.
Yeah. The champion could earn, I guess in the past, the champion got $25,000 for winning that championship.
Right.
This year, the champion could earn a potential $36,000 because for each race completed above 25 races, an additional $1,000 will be added to the champion's check. You follow that?
Oh, yeah.
So you get an extra.
Starting to sound very NASCAR-ish, but okay.
Kind of, yeah. I mean, I can see what they're doing here. They want to encourage the racers to participate in. The problem they've had in the past
Majority
is drivers.
of the shows.
Yeah, the drivers fall off the shows toward the end there. And the same with the rest of the top 10, with different amounts being added to each position's check as more races past 25 are competed in. So the more races you race in and you finish in the top 10, you're going to get more money, which I guess makes sense. That series is set to begin June 15th and run through August 21st. So, and there's like a break, I think, in the middle there. I don't remember exactly when, but we got the birthday race at Oakshade on, I don't remember the date, middle of July. What is it? July 17th sounds too late. It's the middle of July. Oakshadерaceway.com. Go there. It's on there.
It's back on the schedule.
Yeah, Joey Logano suggested a rule change after his flip at Talladega on Sunday. He said something needed to be done. Did you happen to see that, Ron?
Only that he suggested something needed to be done. I was kind of waiting for suggestions.
I get it. He went on some other show after that, I think like Monday or Tuesday, and said July 17th is the birthday race. I was right.
Thank you, Chrissy.
Thank you. But I guess he went on. He actually made a suggestion. Said make the spoiler shorter, because then that would
that'd slow the cars a bit, but
it would also create.
I don't think it would stop the car from getting air underneath the way his car did.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, maybe it scared him. I don't know.
Oh, but it did.
It would have scared me, but yeah.
He said that the one thing that concerned him was getting hit the way that Ryan Newman got hit while he was upside down.
And how do you prevent that? I mean, you don't race.
Right.
I guess that's pretty much it. I mentioned this earlier. Brush Creek Motorsports Complex in Peebles, Ohio, are creating a road course within their dirt oval for a special event that's coming up on June 19th. I thought this was a kind of cool idea, except for when I saw the drawing of the track, the road course. It uses the oval and then kind of goes in the infield and back out to the turns and then back to the infield. It kind of looked phallic-y. And the drawing, it was like, I thought it was a joke at first when I saw the picture. It was like, oh, this is real. They're actually doing this.
Now, what divisions do they plan on running on this road course?
Well, Ron, I'm glad you asked. The show will only feature support classes. They're going to run Legend Cars, Sport Compacts, and Crown Vics. When the course is completed, it will span 0.4 of a mile and feature 8 turns. They're going to have like road course rules as well. They're going to have local cautions. They're going to qualify in sessions where the drivers can run as many laps as they like within a given time period, and they'll take their fastest lap time. That's something different. I thought it was kind of a cool idea. What do you think of that?
Run as many laps as you want within a given time period. Now, is that for qualifying or is that for the race?
That's for qualifying. That was qualifying.
Okay.
That's, I guess.
Wait a minute. That'd be kind of a hokey race.
So you got 10 minutes. You can go out and run as many laps as you can within that 10 minutes, whatever that time frame is, and that's how you qualify.
And you could come in and make an adjustment and go back out. Okay. Yeah.
I mean, it's like Scott said. It's
it's catchy.
Try something different. Yeah. Gimmicky.
I have heard Scott Schultz say several times that stupid sells.
All right.
So this falls in that category.
Yeah, I guess they put down new clay at Brush Creek, and they had some extra, so they're gonna use that extra clay. And it's a dirt track, so it's going to be a totally dirt road course, which will be interesting.
Well, okay.
Yeah, I'm anxious to see how that works out. June
like
19th.
like Scott Schultz said, we'll see how this works.
Yeah. Christopher Bell confirmed yesterday that CB Industries' number 21 sprint car team, which he raced in partnership with his friend Chad Boat since debuting at Fremont Speedway in September of 2019, has been shuttered. Bell also admitted that he won't be doing any dirt racing at all for the time being. He's in the midst of his first full season with Joe Gibbs Racing and his second year of racing in the NASCAR Cup Series.
I'm sure Mr. Gibbs had a part in that decision.
You think so?
Yes, sir. Valuable talent.
All right, this is a kind of a long thing here. This is the last bit of news I have before we get to our Twitter poll results and tonight's How Many, chance to win. What did we have? Gum and all the stuff that Jerry had on display earlier.
Right, the super clean products.
Yeah, that's what it was.
And a T-shirt.
Oh, the T-shirt too. Yeah, the Brad Doty T-shirt.
That's right.
And a Big D's Pizza. So a chance to win that coming up here shortly. First, we're going to talk about the new format of the NASCAR All-Star Race. NASCAR and Texas Motor Speedway officials unveiled a radically different format for the 1 million NASCAR All-Star Race, scheduled for June 13th. That's like a week before the Brush Creek deal. Anyways, scheduled for June 13th at the 1.5 mile quad oval. NASCAR's All-Star Night will be held at Texas for the first time in its 37-year history with an Old West theme during driver introductions. I don't know what that's all about. And a minor tweak in the current aerodynamic package. The race will total 100 laps. It'll be broken up into 6 segments. The first 4 segments will be 15 laps each, followed by a 30-lap segment with a mandatory 4-tire pit stop, and then a 10-lap sprint to the checkered flag. There will be an exam following this, so make sure you're taking notes. Now, where did I leave off here? The initial starting lineup will be set with a random draw. After each segment, the lineup will be set with either a random inversion of 8 to 12 positions or a complete inversion of the field. The lineup for the 5th segment will be set by the cumulative finish from the first 4 stages. Are you with me so far?
Yeah.
The driver with the lowest cumulative total starts on the pole. Yeah. The running order at lap 90, following the end of segment 5, will determine the starting lineup for the 10-lap dash to the finish that awards a $1 million prize to the race winner. So there you go. And prior to that, before they have the All-Star race, the All-Star Open will take place, and that's going to be a 3-segment 50-lap event. The final driver to make the All-Star race, the winner, they're going to have 3 stages, so they'll have the winner of each stage of the Open will go into the All-Star race. I'm not done yet. Not done yet.
No.
Almost there. Let me finish. And then there's going to be the fan vote, and that last driver will get in, and the All-Star race will be, and the Open will be televised on FS1. I'm done now.
All right. Do you realize now they've got 6 heat race sessions plus the final? So that's 7 sessions. Each one will be starting double file plus any cautions somewhere in the middle. That for a 100-lap race, that's going to be an enormous amount of 2-wide restarts. I'm expecting carnage, like we've never seen at an all-star race.
Yeah. I mean, NASCAR has a tendency to make things way more complicated than it needs to be.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've noticed that. Maybe that's just me, but...
Yeah, I think maybe I've commented on that a couple times.
Okay. We have this week's Twitter poll. If you don't follow us on Twitter, make sure to do so. At Hammer Report is our Twitter handle. This week's Twitter poll was the event you are most looking forward to this year at Toledo Speedway. And choices were the ARCA Menards Series race, the School Bus Figure 8, the Glass 8200, and the Raleigh Beal Classic. I got it. 71.4% of the vote. Nobody wants to see nobody wanted to see the ARCA Menards race or Ken Schrader doing the School Bus Figure 8, apparently. At least the people. This poll is a very small sample and does not necessarily reflect the opinions of the general population. Showing once again that sprint cars are very popular at Toledo Speedway. Yeah, sprint car country. Real Geese Silhouette Decoys, the most technologically advanced goose and duck decoys ever produced. They're manufactured in the U.S. Check out realgeese.com or call 419-800-8100. Check out the new hoodies they have available on their website. Again, that's realgeese.com. So last week, how many was... how many bombers? Yeah. I was looking for an adjective to describe how that went. Basically, we had a lot of people that got the right answer. Yes, it was how many bombers were going to be at Oakshade on Saturday night, and that number turned out to be 0 because weather issues causing the postponement of the Bill Reckner Memorial. So we had 26 people correctly guess 0. So we're going to have to spin the Big D's Pizza Wheel to determine the winner of not only a Big D's Pizza and those the books from last week, but also the 4-pack of Oakshade Raceway tickets, the burgers, and the pops, thanks to John Young, who we had on last week as well. So without further ado, we are going to bring that wheel up here with all the names. I'm not even going to read them all because it'll take us another 20 minutes here. And we'll spin that wheel, find out who's going to win. All that good stuff, and then we'll figure out this week's how many. Click to spin. That's how we do it. Here we go. There it goes. And it looks like Amy Estes is the winner of Big D's Pizza. Those books and the 4-pack of tickets to Oakshade Raceway, 4 burgers and 4 pops. So congratulations to Amy. And I'll have to get a hold of her and get her information so I can get that to John Young. And yes. So congratulations, John Young says congratulations. Aren't you supposed to be working, John? This week's how many? We figured we'd stick with how many bombers at Oakshade Raceway on Saturday night once again because
it's been rescheduled.
The Bill Reckner Memorial, the $1,200 to win, and there's been money added throughout the purse there, and there's been an extra week for people to get their cars ready. So that's this Saturday night. How many bombers at Oakshade Raceway? If you want a chance to win a Big D's Pizza, the Super Clean, the gum, the T-shirt, all that good stuff, all you have to do is put your guess, a number, in the comments of our Facebook Live. 47.5. Half a car is going to show up. It's a good one, man. Put your comments in our Facebook Live video and you'll be entered to guess. I did see, and I got to specify the rules once again. You only get one guess. You cannot change your guess. Once you put your guess in, that's it. If you put another guess in, you get the black flag, which is behind me now. I can't grab it. But one guess per person, and if you guess twice, you're disqualified.
Pretty optimistic, Scott. I'm not seeing any zero numbers over there.
No, I have not seen any zeros. A lot of, what do we see, 62 on the high end? Where are we at?
I think I saw 30? A 70-something.
Was there a 70?
I thought. They're flying in. It's really hard to tell.
Ron, let's see. Last week, I was the winner because I chose 0. I was the pessimistic one. So I will choose first this week. I'm going to go with... I like John Deere, what he came up with. 46. That's what I'm going with. 46 bombers Saturday night at Oakshade.
Sounds good.
Chrissy's guessing.
Woohoo!
I guess she can win a Big D's Pizza.
Sure.
What do you got, Ron?
Hillard Miller.
53?
Yes, sir.
That's a good number. Who's 46? Chris Williams? I guess I did a Chris Williams.
Yeah.
Okay, that'll work. Again, you can put your guesses in if you're listening to us on demand on a podcast platform like Google or Apple.
Or YouTube.
And we're not live when you're listening to us, which is, we have a lot of people that listen to us not live. It's on Memorex. You can still get your guess in. Just log on to our Facebook page, facebook.com/HammerDown Racing Report. Find our video here and just put in your comment, your number in the comments. We'll do that up until... I'm going to say 5 o'clock again tomorrow night, Friday night. 5 o'clock Friday night is the cutoff for that. A lot of stuff, too. Big D's Pizza, Super Clean, gum, Brad Doty T-shirt. A lot of stuff. We're giving away a lot of stuff. I want to thank Ron Miller Race Cars, Lambertville, Michigan, 734-856-7223. Race Cars, parts, safety, equipment, service, everything a racer needs. Have you gotten caught up yet, Ron?
No.
Okay.
If I had gotten caught up, I would have done. I know Christina Hendricks is listening. Chrissy, I don't want any bonus points for the best appearing car this week because it's going to look just the way it did when it came off the track last October.
Alrighty then. Let's talk about
It's not going to be very pretty.
Let's talk about the racing we have this weekend, and then we'll get to our weekend weather pit stop with special guest meteorologist, me.
We're going to have a team this week?
Nope, just me.
Oh.
For For some reason, I don't know if Ryan was off today or not, but we didn't get the official forecast, so we are going to improvise here. I figure I could do just as good as him, right? All right. Anyway,
Yeah.
Attica Raceway Park in action tomorrow night. The Adkins Group Smith Paving Night featuring the first Attica Fremont Championship Series event. Doubleheader weekend for those guys, the 410 sprints and the 305s. They'll be at Attica on Friday and then Fremont on Saturday. Late models will be in action at Attica on Friday night as well. Gates open at 5, racing at 7:45. General admission $18 at Attica Raceway Park on Friday night. Saturday night, Custom Metal Works night. That's the second part of that doubleheader for the Attica Fremont Championship Series, 410s and 305s. Dirt trucks also in action there at Fremont. Gates open at 4, racing at 7. $15 general admission. First responders get $2 off their tickets, and I thought I saw there was a sponsor. The first 50 first responders get an additional $2 off to match that. So pretty cool deal there.
Yep.
Flat Rock Speedway, as we mentioned earlier, is in action, kicking off their season Saturday night with Jack's Bicycle of Monroe. Opening day featuring the Outlaw Super Late Models, Figure Eights, and Street Stocks. Pit gate will open at 11:30. The main gate. I don't remember what time. I wrote down the wrong number here. What do you say? 1:30, I think he said. Yeah.
Yeah.
1:30 is when the spectator gates open there, and racing
Racing
starts
at 4.
4 o'clock at Flat Rock Speedway. First time since 2019 racing at Flat Rock Speedway. General admission $15 there. Oakshade Raceway in action with that rescheduled Bill Reckner Memorial featuring the UMP Late Models, UMP Sportsman, Bombers, $1,200 to win, plus that extra money spread throughout the field there, 10th and 13th. Extra money put up by Ron Miller. Compacts also in action. Gates open at 4 at Oakshade, racing at 7 p.m. And general admission, $14 there. Sandusky Speedway, we've talked about this earlier as well. The regular show on Saturday night will be the Renegades, Beginner Stocks, Pure Stocks, with racing at 7 p.m. But they have the makeup races from last week's rained out event. That's going to start at 1 o'clock. The racing will start at 1 o'clock. And there's no additional charge. If you want to show up and watch the makeup races, you pay $5. $5 will cover you for the makeup races. And then
But how much do you pay if you show up for the night race?
$5.
$5, doesn't matter.
$5. If you want to show up at 1 o'clock, you pay $5. You can watch the afternoon and the evening races. If you show up at 7 and only want to watch the evening races, it's $5. If you were at the race last week and you have your wristband or ticket stub or whatever, then that'll get you into the afternoon and evening race as well. So you don't have to pay anything if you paid last week.
That's a good. Those folks over there are really fan friendly.
Absolutely, they are. Yeah, and $5 even if it was a regular show is
Absolutely.
So the weekend weather, if you were racing today, would not be good because the weather sucks. But we're looking like things are going to clear out on Friday. It's going to get cold though Friday night. There's a chance of a brief rain shower midday on Friday. Hopefully, though, that's going to miss Attica and action will get going in there. There's a chance of frost though Friday night. So. Again, dress warm. You're muted. I see you talking, but I can't hear what you're saying, Ron.
Sorry that my alarm system was going off. Yeah, that frost warning is really early Saturday, so
yeah.
It won't affect the track as long as the rain doesn't, the frost won't.
It'll just be cold. It'll be probably 50s,
dress warm. The racing will be hot.
There you go. It's going to warm up Saturday. I think earlier in the week I saw temperature was like in the lower 60s. Now it's 75 for a high after that early morning frost we just spoke of. But sunshine, gusty southwest wind. It's going to be breezy, but much warmer and looking good. No chance of rain on Saturday. So if we can get through tonight and miss that shower tomorrow, we should be all set for the weekend.
Yeah.
I want to thank associate producer Dave Kemmer, field correspondents Matt Swander, Doug Dock. Next week, we are back in action at 7 o'clock right here, Facebook Live, YouTube, Twitter, all those places. Sun is shining now in Wasion. Yeah, I guess it is kind of.
It's shining here, too.
It's very bizarre having the show end and it's still being daylight outside.
I like it.
I do, too.
That's a good sign.
If you want to, we were going to do a Hammer Down hotline tonight, but we have decided.
We've run out of time, Scott.
We have, so we're going to have to forego that for tonight. But if you'd like to leave a message for playback next week on the show, feel free to call the Hammer Down hotline anytime, day or night. You could call at 3 o'clock in the morning. It's not going to bother me. Not at all. It goes straight to it's a messaging system. 419-318-3081. That's 419-318-3081. And pretty much, if you're not mean to people, we'll probably play it back. That's like the only stipulation, really. Otherwise, pretty much anything's fair game. Right?
Sure.
Okay.
We have feelings too, you know.
Yeah.
Some. One anyway.
Don't forget to check out Hammer Down, or what the heck is this? Hammer Down Racing Report. Yeah, hammerdownracingreport.com. That's our website. Yeah, I know. It's been a long day. I want to thank our sponsors once again, Oakshade Raceway, where the fastest meet to race. Bill Rector Memorial this weekend. Also, Real Geese Silhouette Decoys, Millstream Speedway, Big D's Pizza, and Ron Miller Race Cars. Get out and support a local track this weekend. Should be some good racing action coming on. And we've got some more tracks that are be opening up here, like Limeland in a couple weeks. So, yeah, it's almost like full swing racing season here in Northwest Ohio.
It's about time.
Thanks again to Scott Schultz, Toledo Speedway, Flat Rock Speedway, for letting us talk to him this evening. Next week, I think I haven't lined anybody up yet. I kind of want to leave it open. Let's see how this weekend goes and get a racer back on. It's been a little while since we had a racer on. So we'll work on that for next week. Maybe we'll get a couple racers on. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Let's see if we can get them on visual too, so instead of just audio.
The racers are a little more open to that than these promoter people are.
I don't understand that.
Well,
all
busy.
These folks that they claim not to be techno geeks, and boy, I'm certainly no techno geek, but I've got it figured out. They can.
Yeah. So if you have any guest suggestions, somebody you want to see on the show, shoot us a message on our Facebook or whatever. Actually, I have an email too. I think it's hammerdownracingreport@outlook.com. You can shoot me an email there too. So that's it. We're out. We'll see you next Thursday, 7 o'clock.
Thanks for listening. See you guys.
See ya. Well, that's the beginning of the show. Let's try this one.
You have been listening to the Hammer Down Racing Report, available on demand on iTunes, Google Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting platform.